my Juju bees. Welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? I keep getting the days mixed up because today is, what's today, y'all? Wednesday. And I keep thinking that it was yesterday, it was Monday, so today's Tuesday, but that's not what it is. But hey, y'all. If you're new here, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm about to have to mess with this camera again. It just looked like I'm far away today. If you are new, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would be so excited if you did. Today I have chicken wings that I made. Some crab rangoon. I didn't make those. I bought those from the Chinese place. And then, y'all want to hear this? Sprite that I ain't supposed to be drinking. So forgive me. I don't even know how many subscribers I am at today. I did not look and see. Today has been a rainy, gloomy day. But, so I left off. I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so I have chicken wings, crab rangoon, and then sweet and sour sauce in the back. I'm going to go ahead and do my picture. My thumbnail. Please don't spill over sweet and sour sauce. So how are you guys doing today on this Wednesday afternoon? I hope you guys are well, are doing great. This rain is borderline depressing, but it is what it is. So let me eat this one little piece of here before I jump in. But I think I left off with Alani and Ethic had their night rendezvous with, I think the girl's name is Syria or something like that. Yeah, Syria is her name. Oh, just that pot making a noise. I'm like, what is that noise in the... So... Okay, so they had their night of love making and rendezvousing with Syria there to guide them how to get their climax without actually entering into each other. And like I said, yesterday, it was pretty magical. So if you haven't read that scene, please don't read it. It's very, very like, okay. So we go to the next chapter and it's Sunday morning. And they're getting ready to go to church. They all get dressed. He's like, can I go to the kids service? And Lion's like, no. He's like, oh man, why? She said, cuz big man, we all need to be I want us all together today. So she made sure to check to make sure that he didn't have his Game Boy. Well, and that he did, that he needed to give it to her. So he was salty. So they all went to go you know, sit down. She noticed that Ethic was kind of like uneasy, and she was thinking like, he been like that all morning. And if he was gonna be acting funny, then why would he ask us to go anyway? So she like, is he nervous? Like, what's going on? It's first Sunday. We all know what happens at first Sunday. You got communion. It's a long, long day. So, so I went to go sit down, and she didn't understand why he was acting funny. And if he was gonna be acting funny, then they could have just stayed home. But she just kind of brushed it off and just sat down like they normally did. So they went through with the service, you know, communion. First Sunday, you gotta take communion. Some churches do baptism that day. And it just so happened that Nair was preaching this sermon. I hate Sprite for real. Don't taste like nothing. Excuse me. It just so happened that Nair was preaching today. So, they go through. She said that they normally skip communion, but today Ethic insisted on they go. And like I said, she wondered, like, why was he being such a jerk if it was his idea for him to stay during communion? Nair got up there and said, now normally we would wait until after communion and wait until next month to do this, but we got special circumstances at play. So he said, see, I recently discovered that I have a brother that I've always respected, but had no idea that I was of his tribe. I've always respected, that we were of the same bloodline, G through and through. Yeah, I know I'm talking about God, right? All G, all God. Not that other kind of G. Although I got a little bit of that in me too. I'm working on it. And somebody in the audience like, work on it, Pastor. Yeah, I know how to. And I air fine, so I'm pretty sure the women in the church be giving him a hard time. Trying to test his gangster. So, she said, he called me late last night and said, bro, I want to love my woman right. I want to love my kids correctly. I want to love them, but I got to love me first. And I got to let God fill me first. I want them to love a man that's filled with love, not hate. A man filled with God, not the devil. I need you to put me under that tap, G. And he said, we're baptizing a disciple today, family. Brother Ezra, come stand with me, my G. Now, when I first read this for the very first time, talk about emotional. Honey, I wasn't no good. It was like I was watching it all happen on a real movie. Like I could see him getting up from his seat, walking down the aisle to Nair, the church choir in the background singing Never Would Have Made It. I mean, I was a blubbering mess. I was like, oh my God, he finally made it. I'm so happy. I mean, I was just toe up through and through. So he said, when they went now, mind you, I'm sorry, got my head. That's just out of control. Mind you, he didn't tell Alani what he was doing before he did it. And don't really say why he didn't tell her. But I feel like he wanted to show her as opposed to telling her what he was going to do. So, he called him down there. And mind you, she in her seat like, you know, like, you about to do what? Like, you didn't even tell me. He said, now we're going to take care of, our baby girl, Bella. Folks around her already know her walk. We'll baptize her and Little Easy at the next communion. But my bro, he couldn't wait. So, Lonnie's eyes, of course, was filled with tears, just like mine. Okay, I mean, I was blue-hooing. She said, as he came down the aisle, he always had been so beautiful to her, but the way he swaggered down the aisle made her heart flutter. He was walking to God, shoulder square, jaw locked, eyes full of determination. So Nanny on the side, like, praise God. You know how the old folks be. And knowing what Nanny knows, you know what I'm saying? Because she knows, too, what some of the things that he had to endure. Because when she was in the hospital, he used to go down there and tell her all his little business. So she knows, too. Like, she knows what it's like for him and what type of demons and things that he battles. Not only just with Kenzie, but just with everyday life and growing up in the streets and, you know, living the lifestyle that he lived, taking care of the people that he done took care of and getting rid of the people he done got rid of. So Ethic just was a burdened man. You know what I mean? And so, um, uh, Ethic was just a burdened man. And so he needed to be relieved of that burden, okay? So Nair said, come to God, bro. Come on home. So, of course, the choir singing never would have made it. Now, how many of y'all know every time you hear that song, you somewhere on your knees crying? You can't put it together. Every time I hear it, it does something to me. You let him take this walk. And so Alani was trying to go with him. But Nanny grabbed her hand and told her, you let him take this walk by himself. He has to go to God. You can't push him, baby. And so he went. The choir started singing some more. She done got all wrapped up. So she asked, so Bella asked, I'm tongue tied today. Bella asked Alani, like, did you know that he was joining in church? And she said, no, I didn't, B. And so Bella walked up there with him. She said, I'm not letting him do this by himself. I know he's afraid of this, but I'm not. So I'm going to do this with him. So Easy said, me too. So they all went up there together. And then he said, I guess we baptizing 3 Okafor's today. Nair he said, anybody that knows them knows they call the shots. Amen. And bless them, pastors. My G, you taking a leap of faith. All you need is a little bit, G. A mustard seed. God will flip that little that you have into a whole thing, bro. Just trust him. So he asked Nanny to come over there to him to help them get ready so that they can go down under. Okay, so that they can take their trip down under. She said, I could take care of them. I know you want to, but you can't. I got them. We gonna wash them clean, she said. So she went to the back, get their robe and stuff on, get them ready. And she said, we're gonna clean them up and give them back to you, baby. Your family is getting saved today. So Nair came down to talk to her for a minute while Nanny took him in the back to get themselves together. She asked him, like, Nair, is he doing this for me? She said, how is this happening? I fell in love with a gangster. Is he really trusting God? And so Nair said he's giving his life to God. Like, he's ready. He doesn't know it all, but he's faithful. He trusts him and he trusts you. You changed his heart, Alani. You didn't just pull anybody off the street. You brought the biggest gangster in this city to God. You have no idea who he is to the youngest on these streets. The ways the devil has used him. You're a hell of a woman, lie. He's a lucky man. She said, no, I'm lucky. She said, I'm so grateful for him, Nair. She said, I know he's scared. He doesn't look scared because strong is all he knows, but I know he is. She said, I know him. She said, I feel his heart racing right now, Nair. Take care of him, Alani said, slightly panicking. And he said, dang, lie. I've never seen love like this with anyone before. Not even when you was with me. Not even when you was with me. She said, I've never loved like this before. She said, I've never loved like this before. He's my altar, Nair. She said, I know it's bad, and I know God is so jealous, but I would get on my knees in front of this man to soak up his essence. He has no idea how much of God is in him. I love him. I'm so in love with him. And so Nair said, this baptism is proof that he loves you more, La. He said, I got him. All you got to do is watch. So, he was ready. He came from the back. Nanny had got him all together. And so he asked him, he said, "My brother, do you accept Christ as your Savior?" And, he said, "Yeah." And then he said, "Now I baptize you, in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost." And so Alani, before he could even get up out the water good, she done ran up there and got in the water with him. She said, "My man is not doing this all the way without me." So she went up there and got in the water with him and said, "I love you so much." She said, "I'm so proud of you. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you." And then Samaya said, let's be clear, this is God's love and witness. And this is forgiveness and love and work, and the work of two people allowing God to lead them despite all sins, despite all hardships, they trusted each other. And he said, "I love you." Even though the microphone above them got everything. So and then Easy said, "It's my turn, it's my turn, it's my turn." And so then Ethic looked at her and said, "No more dirt, baby." And she said, "No more dirt." So my man done got baptized, okay? He done decided that he wants to give his life to the man upstairs so that he can be the best man he can be for his, well, not his wife, excuse me, for his woman and her children, their children that they have together. And that's a huge step for Ethic. We know all the dirt Ethic done did and all the family he done left without a daddy. All the little cats that didn't make it home because they made it to Ethic first. We know what type of lifestyle he lived. So for him to give his life to Christ, I wasn't no good. I can't cry right now because I don't want y'all to think I'm soft. Because, part of me, if I would have been reading it like word for word, rereading the scene all the way, I'd have cried. So after church, they all go home. After they go home, well, this scene is they get home. She's checking the mailbox that she has got mail for or whatever. And he like, taking her shoes off. And he answers like, "You want something to eat?" And she don't answer. And he like, "Hey, yo," like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. What'd you say?" He said, "Eat. Do you want something to eat?" And so she told him like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just got an email from Alex." And that's her book. I don't know if the guy that helped her get her book published. And so he stepped out of his shoes. He slipped her out of her shoes. Lifted one of her legs to his shoulder. He kissed the inside of her ankle. Went up. Took a long slurp in her woman parts. He said, "I just wanted to taste it, baby. I'm going to warm that up later." Like, come on, Ethic. You can't do that at this front door. Like you got to calm down. So he said, "Run that by me again. Who is Alex?" So she all flustered and all full of down under. And she like, "He's my professor, the one that you threatened." And he said, "Oh, he Alex to you now?" And if he's going to be my book agent, professor in a group of publishing professionals, sounds kind of weird, don't you think? And what's the news? And so they got some contracts over to her because somebody's willing to give her a book deal. I think they're giving her $50,000 for her first book. So they want to put her like on tour so she can do like some book signing and, read some excerpts of her book in a public thing. And she's kind of like nervous. Like she doesn't really know if she wants to do that. Like that book is kind of like, the story of her and Ethic's love story. She doesn't necessarily know if she wants to really release that information, because she kind of wrote it as a way to kind of heal herself. And she didn't really know, like, if she really wants to share that, the intimacy of that book, you know, all of the tragedy and trials and tribulations and triumph that they went through. She is glad that she was able to get it out of her system and pen such a beautiful story. But she didn't know if she really was ready to, like, go on tour and, you know, talk about it out loud. It was something that was healing to her, and she didn't know she was ready to share it with the world. And so he told her, like, you did a good job. Like, you deserve to be able to tell your story. Like, it's okay. He said, you work for that. You know what I mean? Like, you've earned this. He was like, don't try to talk yourself out of this, because you deserve this. And so she said he sent the mock-up of the cover. She said, my name is on the book. He said, you should be proud of you. I'm proud of you. And that's what she told him, everything that was going on. And then she was like, maybe we should, like, not do this right now. Like, I can't go on tour and read my book and do all that stuff. And he was like, she was like, what am I going to wear to the reading? What would the kids wear? Do kids even come to book readings? And then so she like, why do they have me doing an event for a book that won't be available until next year? She's like, do you think Morgan would come back for something like this? Do you think? And then she was like, I'd really like her to be there. Wait, have you spoken to Morgan lately? You know, her mind just went all over the place. She said, maybe I should remind her about the doctor. But he said, Mo's fine. Mo's fine. I called. Stop. You're going a million miles an hour, one thing at a time. So, he said, I reminded her about the appointment. He's like, how do we get on Mo anyway? We was talking about you and your book. And so she said, I don't want all this ethic. I'm not really ready to stand up in front of anyone to read those words. Who puts a first-time author on the spot like that anyway? He said, don't talk yourself out of this opportunity. Don't question it. Just let the universe give you everything you deserve. And so she was panicking, of course. He said, stop overthinking. And so then they did what lovers do. Go ahead and say they just did what lovers do. What female lovers do with their male lovers. They did that. Once he got her distracted from, you know, everything that was going on. So I gotta make sure I'm on the right part. So they kind of had a long episode of grown up time. And so I think after everything was said and done, they told each other that they loved each other. And she told him, it's something so strange about the way I feel for you. He said, how is that? And she said, I'm giving you more than I possess. Like, I'm in the negative with this with you. I think I'm in debt because of you. She said, if I ever had to, if it ever came down to it, I would die for you, because there's only one of you. No other man like you. There are plenty of me, other women like me, but the world deserves to have you for as long as possible. And he looked in her eyes and he was thinking, like, it's crazy that she thinks that, because I think the world of her. Like, I think that there's no other woman in the world who could ever replace her, be to me what she is to me. He said, you believe that I feel sorry for you. He said, because nothing about you is replaceable. And there won't be any sacrificing of lives on my behalf, Lanika. You and my kids, I'm hoping, are in the grave. I'm hopping in the grave over y'all every day of the week until my time is up. There is no tolerance in me for anybody that disrespects you. And so he tried to get up to leave to go to the bathroom. And she said, no, don't move. He said, I'm crushing you. And she said, She said, your comfort. She said, you know, people who go through trauma, they sleep with, like, weighted blankets. She was like, it's supposed to calm their anxiety, you know, stop them from panicking. And she said, I feel safe underneath you. It's all I want to do, the only place I want to be. And so she said, He said, you know, I'm going to love you for a long time, right? Like, even if you leave one day, she said, I'm never leaving. He said, but if you do, if the day comes where you have to leave, I'm going to love you far beyond that. I'm going to love you past the limit, past this body, baby, past my time here when I'm right here looking in your eyes. And when the day comes where my stare is just a memory, Lord, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to cut the video. I'm going to still be loving you. This type of energy don't go nowhere. Even when my heart stops beating, I'll still be yours. Even when I'm old, even when I gotta grow old, and when it's not new, when it grows routine, I'ma love you. I love you endlessly, Lanika. What, Lord, where is my endless love? Because that's how I feel. Like, say what you want to say to me. And so I think after that confession of love, they did what grown-ups do again. And, ooh, okay. So I'm going to stop here because I don't want to go to the next part, because the next part ruffles my feathers a lot. So it's going to be intense for me. So I'm going to stop right here. But they finished doing what lovers do, and they decided that they was going to go ahead and get some sleep because they had went, you know, above and beyond. But how y'all gonna go to church on Communion Sunday, give your life to the man upstairs, and then go home and be fornicating? But that's okay for them, I guess. That's all right. I said, Ethic, no, he wrong. Gonna go ahead and go to church, give God all he got, and come home and give his girl the business, okay? So I'm gonna stop right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow. I am trying to get to 200 subscribers. I did not check, but I know last time I had 190 subscribers. So if you are not subscribed and you are new to this channel, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It would make me so excited if you did. Once I get to 200 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. I have been doing some fun facts about myself for some of the videos, and some of the other videos I have not. So a fun fact about me is that I secretly know how to do hair. But just my hair. I can do other people's hair, but just something simple. But it's something that I went to school for, didn't finish, but it has always been a passion of mine. So if I didn't have the opportunity to go into the career that I'm in now, I would have been a hairstylist. So that's another fact about me. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe again. I will see you guys tomorrow, maybe not the same time, but definitely the same place. And until next time, bye, my jujubee.